Well, all right. Well, all right. Well, all right. This don't sound like an intro to a super dope album, man. Yo, yo, yo. What's poppin' with you, man?
What's going on, man? What's down? say
You
in New
know what's,
Orleans.
hey, listen, man. You know it's always a pleasure. Can you believe it's been I think it's been 2 years since I had you
Wow.
on here, bro.
Yeah, probably. Man, maybe more than that.
I think
Maybe.
it might have been 2023. I ain't gonna hold you.
I think it
It
was
might have.
2023. That's when I was advocating for my graphic novel for the 25th Dynasty. That was 2023, I think.
He was out
Yeah,
here in the streets,
I
heavy,
was out here in the streets, man.
heavy, heavy in the
Yeah.
streets, man. 2023
Uh-huh.
was a blip in time
Yeah.
and space. You know what I'm saying? So much happened, but it happened so fast that we just, you know what I'm saying, just breezing through. Now we in 2026, man. So it's crazy, bro.
Crazy. Life goes fast, man.
But now, without further ado, man, welcome everybody to Concrete Approved. Y'all know this is the dopest podcast in the world where we highlight some of the greatest talents in the world today, man. And, all over from comics to music to sports to film, anything you could think of, that's what is going to be on the show. And it's only the dopest because you can't be concrete approved unless you fire. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
What's
You
up?
you you just can't be. You know what I'm saying? But no, man. Without further ado, bro, please let me introduce the man, the legendary Mr. Deric. You've been killing the game for for a long time now, man. But
Hmm.
a lot of people may recognize your face, but may not know exactly who you are. So please, man, give them a quick introduction of who you are, what you've done, and where you're
Hmm.
from, bro.
What's going on? Deric Augustine. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, born and raised. I've man, I'm an actor, writer, producer. Was blessed to work on projects such as Godfather Harlem, where I played Muhammad Ali. I worked on Swagger. I've done All American, Vampire Diaries. I've done Criminal Minds. Man, did I say Cloak and Dagger? The Cloak and Dagger. And now
Shout out to Cloak
I'm
and Dag,
blessed.
man.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger. Now I'm blessed to be working on ABC and Hulu's show. One of their top shows, The Rookie, playing Miles Penn from Sugarland, Texas. Yeah.
Sugarland, Texas. How much did you have to dive into that accent, man? You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
I'll tell you what. I got a accent dialect coach and Miss Denise Woods, and we kind of went for first of all, I didn't know I wanted to go with like a deep Southern Texas accent, like
Right.
cowboy accent. Little did I know that Sugarland is right outside of Houston, which is a big city, so nobody really has country accents out there. But I wanted to give my character a little flair, so I kind of went with like a Bandera, Texas, which is like the cowboy capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, I had my dialect coach, and I was trained with her for a few months. But I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, so it wasn't hard, man. Especially my grandparents grew outside. They're from outside New Orleans. My mom's side, they're from Opelousas, and there's real country out there, man. I lived with them for about 4 years after my mom got sick, and it's country. They lived on a farm. We had horses, cows, other cattle. We had vegetation. It was definitely a culture shock, but I wouldn't trade that experience for the world.
How much of yourself do you put in every role that you take?
This role in particular, with Miles, the writers initially had a different path for him, but then
Mm-hmm.
they got to know me, they got to know my personality, right? And they really put in my humble character, my thrive, my ambitions to thrive for greatness, um, like my good spirited and my willingness to really help people into this character. Because Miles was supposed to be like this womanizer, from Texas, but he really is a good like a good cop and wants to be a great cop and wants to really genuinely help people. And I think they really got that from how I carry myself and how my upbringing and things of that nature.
No, that's not. No, that's amazing, man.
Hmm.
Have you ever taken on a role that you was like, I don't know, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to represent this one right here.
I'm gonna tell you what, the hardest role I've done, the most challenging, was probably Muhammad Ali on Godfather Harlem. So I would say that's the only reason why it was debatable to be like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do this because of the challenge it brought, and because Muhammad Ali is known everywhere
Yeah.
throughout the world, so it was a lot of weight on my shoulders. But I
One
got with my acting
mistake,
coach.
one mistake playing Muhammad, man, they own you.
They
You know what I'm
own you,
saying?
man. They own you, But yeah, look, I did my due diligence. I worked hard. I took some accent courses to really perfect his accent because he's from Kentucky. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, and then he really doesn't have. He got like a real weird accent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was hard really perfecting that, and then everything, the way he walked, the way he talked, his charisma, really doving into the history. It was a lot of work, and
Yeah.
really, getting into the, his religion, his upbringing as a Muslim, all these things. It took a lot of work and a lot of, deep dive into really getting the core of this character while also bringing a little bit of piece of myself because I didn't want to portray him as like putting on a character. I really wanted him to be this natural flowing element of myself being the character. So that was probably my most challenging role outside of doing plays because doing plays is a totally different monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I heard plays is really where you gotta,
Oh yeah.
dive
Look,
in.
man, you
You
gotta
know what
lock in.
I'm
You gotta lock in.
saying?
That's why I really, on set,
Yeah.
we have this character. He plays the FBI agent. His name's Felix, and Felix is theatrically trained and does plays. And you can really distinguish between an actor who's been Shakespearean trained or a Thessalonian or someone who does theater opposed to, your regular actor who might have, trained at a different type of conservatory. But man, those, I'm telling you, man, it's really an art and it's a challenge. And I think every actor, and this is the tips I give to actors, well, to people who want to pursue acting is, man, do some plays and really feel the weight of the craft. And that would
Mhm.
really distinguish if you want to do this or not, because man, doing plays was a real big challenge, but I wouldn't trade that for the world because it made me the actor I am today.
Was plays where you started out at, or
Yeah, I
you
started
went
out
film?
doing theater, and I studied
Okay.
theater in college, and then I did some plays, New York and LA. The last thing I've done was years ago, man. It was, man, it was. I did some stage readings, but outside of that, I did Thornton Wilder. I did a play by him. It was at Pasadena Playhouse, one of like the one of the prestigious most American playwright written by by an American, and yeah, it was cool.
No, that's fire, man. I I just got done watching Marvel's Wonder Man, right?
Hmm.
I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Not yet. I was supposed to go to that premiere. Some of my coworkers went, Makia and Alyssa went. I was supposed to go, but I lost track of the event. I forgot about it. I didn't put an alert. Make sure y'all set your alerts, man. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
listen, trust and believe. So that show did a really good job at kind of showing what it's like auditioning for roles,
yeah.
like showing that, man. Is it how is that, man? Like when for the stage you're at now versus
Mhm.
when you first started, like, do you still got the same butterfly, same everything?
I don't really get butterflies, like the nervous, like, oh man, I got this audition, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That anticipation of it now is, I think the nerves come from. I want to show the cast and directors, the producers, the directors, the studios, what I can bring to a character, and I think that's where the nerves come from, especially if it's a big project. You see these producers and
Yeah,
these directors come through your
yeah,
email. You're like, wow, I really want to work with this person. That's when the nerves kicks in. So you want to do a great job and you don't want to mess up. But I let my talent speak for itself now, and now I have, even my agents, my manager said this. I have such a calm presence now, and I think being on the rookie kind of accelerated that, honestly.
Mhm.
And now I'm very picky, choosy of what roles I audition for, and also I have this confidence that's really grown within the last like 3 4 years. It started with Godfather Harlem, and then All American came, and that's when my confidence really started to grow. And it took 10 years for me to be an overnight success. So Yeah, man. Yeah, so the
Yeah.
nerves are still there. That's because it's a good thing, man. I want to put
Yeah.
the best product out there, and that's where the nerves come from. These innate natural nerves.
Nerves are actually good, man, in high pressure situations because
Oh
it,
yeah,
it it keeps you focused, keeps you alert, keeps you ready for the unexpected. You know what I'm saying?
keeps
Like
you human, man.
sometimes people go in there too what's the word? Too like confident, like, you know what I mean, I got
Hmm.
this. And then they usually fall the hardest because they were expecting. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And you never know what the people on the other side of the table want. You never
You
know.
never know. You never
You know
know.
what
But
I'm
that's the beauty of it, especially as
saying?
an actor. You get direction from the director, and maybe not this way, do it another way, and you have to be trained enough to be able to flip the script, the script. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm grateful that I do have that training and able to read. And especially the same thing happened with the rookie. For my it was for my producer session, I believe. I had to I did it a certain way, and the director was like, "No, we want you to do it more this way," and I had to switch on a dime. So that comes with time, man, and patience and hard work and discipline and consistency.
If it's one thing you could tell your younger self about that whole process, what would you say?
I wouldn't say have patience because I think that's what kept me going. That drive, the willingness to want it now, that kept my
Hmm.
drive going. You know what I mean? And that kept me training hard. That kept me on my P's and Q's, and I still have that fire. Like I don't feel like I'm doing enough. So if I have, man, some advice I would give my younger self is do more theater. Honestly,
Mm,
like stop focusing so much on the auditions and focus on being the best actor you can be. Because I didn't really at first, just studying theater in college and some of these conservatories, I was studying the imagination technique. And I think my acting became sharp when I started doing substitution. And that only happened like 6 years ago. So I was still learning as an artist until I found the right coach. And that really transpired and transitioned and transformed my acting to a totally different level, man. I really have a structure and I know what I'm doing now. And mind you, like I said, I went to drama school, I went to
yeah,
conservatories, and I still felt lost because that technique that works for other people, imagination works for other people. It doesn't work for me.
it don't work for everybody. Right.
Substitution works for me. So if I'd have stopped feeding my craft, I would have been like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. But I kept wanting to be great, and I found one of the best profound teachers in the world. Her name is Ivana Chubbuck. That's what I've been training with for the last 6 years, and she
Hmm.
really found a spark in me. And I now finally know how, honestly, to act and to get to really pull out a special technique that works for me in these high pressure scenarios where you have to rely on your craft. You can't just rely on your talent. So I would tell my younger self, try to find that technique even sooner. You know what I mean? Study with Abana Chubb like even sooner. But you
Yeah,
know what? Look, it's all part of the game, man. Look, life works out how it's supposed to, and you just gotta keep on working hard.
it worked out just how it's supposed to because if you didn't go through everything you went through and go through all those steps and stages, you would not be where you're at right now. You know what I'm
Right, for
saying?
sure. Most definitely.
And that's the lesson I always give people that ask me like how you get into the comic game and do this and do that and what are your mistakes? I said, man, I needed the mistakes because
Oh yeah.
if I ain't make it, if I didn't fall, I wouldn't know what it felt like to fall down. And
Mhm.
now I know how to stay up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Look, I've been there too, man. Look, God knows, but it's all about faith and having your discipline and consistency. Now we look at us now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fire. I guess my last question about film before we get into it. You do a lot of, I would say, athletic roles, man.
Mhm.
Do you constantly gotta, what I mean, stay in the gym, keep that
Yeah,
endurance stuff, that
I'm going
fatigue?
to the gym after this, man. It's natural to me for me because I grew up being an athlete. I played football
Hmm.
and I ran track in high school and I played football in college.
Hmm.
But I mean, I'm an actor, man. Look, my body is a part of movement, and it's a
Yeah.
part of being in a character that if I was overweight and I wasn't in shape, I probably wouldn't never book this role. So I have to
Right.
be on my P's and Q's with that as far as my diet and my weight training and calisthenics and things of that nature. But I have it all derived from being a student athlete. So I'm grateful for that. And now, I'm very disciplined how I eat. I'm very disciplined about how I stay in the gym, because consistent with that. And it it worked out. It's paying off. You know what I mean?
You never know when they want you to take that shirt off in the film, huh?
Oh
You know
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah, most definitely, man. But I think the hardest thing for the hardest role, Muhammad Ali, I had to gain like 20 pounds in
I mean?
a month and a half, and I got a trainer. We was doing 2 a days. I was eating like nonstop. I was tanning. I was running in the sun, because Ali was a little bit darker than me, so I was running in the sun for like an hour or two doing sprints, and my body really transformed. Like especially that second season, I was like ripped.
Mm-hmm.
So look, man, you put your heart on anything, man, you can really, really pull it off. You just gotta work hard and have that consistency. And it's tough out here. The real world, you got other obligations, you have other you got family, you got
Yeah,
kids, you got bills to pay. So I get it, but you got to
yeah.
carve out at least 30 minutes to an hour a day to really focus on what you want to do in life, and really, and if that's like getting in shape. If you don't have a gym, if you got family, do some stuff outside, do some stuff in the garage, find a time, because I guarantee you can probably find 30 minutes somewhere.
I'm always amazed by it, man. I was Hugh Jackman's portrayal as Wolverine is one of my favorites, right?
Yeah.
But it was a change in him between his in X-Men 1 and 2. He was like just regular build, just just chilling.
Hmm.
In X-Men 3, he was kind of just regular build, no muscle tone, whatever. Then he did that movie with Halle Berry. He did like a couple movies in between, and then when he came back for X-Men: Days of Future Past, he was
He was
like
Jack.
he was cut all up. I
How
was
old
like,
was he?
he
How
was a
old?
lot older. He was a lot
Yeah.
older than he was when he was younger, but
Like
with
40s?
he he like 60 now, ain't he?
Probably so. Yeah, he's been doing it for a
So,
while.
but it was just
But he's a
amazing
big dude
because
though.
he.
He's tall. He got
Oh
a
yeah.
frame. Yeah, he's about 6'3", 6'4".
Well, in Days of Future Past, he locked in. You know
Yeah.
what? It might have been the Wolverine origin one where he started locking in on his body. But in Days of Future Past, like he looked like movie accurate,
Hmm.
like comic accurate Wolverine as far as just toned
Built.
up and then I saw him in a movie after that and he was just regular. You know what I mean? Regular
Bro.
build. And I was like, man,
Yeah.
it got to be a lot of
It's a
stress
lot,
that
bro.
they put on their bodies. You know what I'm saying? It got to be a lot of
Yeah.
stress they'll put on your bodies to fit certain characters and certain molds. Is that like a regular like is that a strict thing where they be like, I need this dude to be a little more stocky or a little more thin
Yeah.
build and stuff like that?
Yeah, look, that's the discretion between you and the director and the producers. Usually, they do that after you book everything, or even on the front end. They're like, hey, if we really really want you to be fit this body mode, and you gotta. Usually, they'll pay for a trainer, or you do it yourself, and they reimburse you. Or look, you just gotta lock in yourself sometime. Like the second season or third season of no, the second season of Godfather Harlem, I had to do everything myself, you know what I mean? Because the budget wasn't
Mm,
there. So I did all of it myself, man. I hired a trainer, and I didn't need a dietitian because I knew how to eat in order to get my body to where it was. But yeah, man, usually they let you know beforehand, or after you book the role, like we're looking for this. I need you to shave. I need your body a
yeah,
certain way.
yeah.
For the rookie, I got to shave my face, and my hair has to be a certain length, because I'm playing a cop in LA, and cops in LA are very clean cut.
Hmm.
So um yeah, and if you don't want to do it, they'll find somebody else. You know what I mean?
That is the one right there, bro. And
Yeah.
it's amazing, man, how you be locking in because it's nothing I hate more than when I see somebody cast as like an athletic or a superhero role and they like baggy in the
Yeah.
costume. You know what I'm saying? Like arms a little flabby with it.
Hmm.
Like, hey man, if they hired me to do a superhero role, best
You'll be
believe
locked in.
I'm going in with it, man. Trap's gonna be up to here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna look like how Michael B. and Jonathan was looking in
Creed.
Creed, man.
Yeah.
Boys, they locked in.
They locked
they,
in, man. They locked
they,
in.
they locked the
Yeah.
boat in.
Mind you,
But
they had
no,
like 2-3 months to lock in, but once they had to lock in.
bro, they locked in, man.
Hmm.
You locked in. I've
Yeah.
seen you out here on the post. I'm like,
Yeah, man.
I'm
That's
like,
natural for me though. That's all day, every day for me. Now, if I really, really lock in, man, my body would be crazy. You know, but if I train for a certain role, then yeah, I'm gonna have to do 2 a days again, or and eat grass. But you know, for now, I can maintain where I'm at now, playing Miles Penn by, going to the gym like 5, 6 times a week, maintaining a healthy diet without straining myself like I was doing for Ali. You know what I mean?
Hey man, what if you got a role where it was like, we need a dad bod, like we need your gut, we
I mean,
need
didn't
your gut.
Christian Bale do?
You know
He
what I'm
did
saying?
that. The guy that played Batman, he did that for a role.
Oh yeah.
Man, I don't. I would
How
have to
would you
lock in, lock in.
how would you
I
transform
don't know,
to the
man. It's
dad body,
tough
man?
because my health, like I'm my diabetes running my family, right?
Hmm.
So, and when I was in college, when I was playing football, man, I got diagnosed as a pre-diabetic because I was eating any and everything and trying to gain weight. So it'll have to be healthy. How I would do it, if that, I don't know, man. I'll have to eat like a bunch of red meat,
That's
chicken breast,
crazy, man.
turkey, to try to gain some weight, man. That's tough. I don't know. I would do it. Yeah, if look, listen, if
Yeah.
the script is good, if I feel like this thing can potentially win at the Golden Globes or an Emmy for a miniseries or Oscar, then yeah, I'm locked in for a few months. But
Would you
yeah,
ever
I was
do
watching
what?
Castaway the other day.
Hmm.
Tom Hanks, he gained weight and then he took 6 months off and then he lost all that weight to get his skinny body for the island shoots. And
That's
that's a
crazy, man.
level of discipline, man. You know?
When 50 Cent locked him, down to be
Yeah.
super
I
skinny,
heard
man.
about that. He lost some weight for a role, right?
I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I never seen the movie,
I
but
didn't
he
either. I
was
didn't
he
either.
was he was like sickly, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I
damn,
remember
like
that. I
what does
remember
that
seeing
do?
some, but I didn't hear too much about the movie.
I just wonder what that does to your body. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because it's that's a lot, especially for 50. He's a big dude. You
Big
know what I'm
dude,
saying? And he
yeah.
went down to the cheeks up, then I mean the face all
Yeah,
crazy.
I remember that. I didn't see the movie, but I do remember that, seeing some some stills of that. Yeah, I don't know. I got a homie. His name is Pearson. He had to do a role for a movie where he had to lose some weight. I think that movie's coming out this year, next year, probably this year, and because he played um, a struggling addict, and he
Hmm.
had to lose like 50 pounds. This dude's Pearson is tall. He like 6'5", 6'4", and stocky. He make me look small when I'm in here, when I'm near him, and we work. Sometimes we work out together. But for him to lose all that weight, I was like, dang, bro. But he was doing
That's
like intermittent
crazy.
fasting, and things of that nature. Well, it might be a little bit easier to do that instead of gaining. Gaining weight just seems like so much. You feel me?
Yeah, because it's so much gluttony, so much.
Yeah,
Well, you know
exactly.
what I mean, and the protein and
Yeah,
just. But if somebody knows your body to the science, they can easily do it. Because when we see boxers, they cut weight,
make
and then
weight.
the day
Yeah,
before they like 50 pounds heavier. They're like, yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I made weight, but now I'm 130 now, man. What's up? You know
Man,
what
what's
I'm saying?
happening? Yeah, for
So,
sure.
but no, but that's fire, man. So as we transition over, man, let's. I want to let people know what your origin story is when it comes to being a writer and just being just a general creative. Like
Mhm.
where did that begin?
Being a writer or like a general career, like general being a creator or artist. I mean, my mom, she kind of forced my twin brother and I to do theater when we were younger. And I think that's where I got this drive to be an artist, a creator, and really an actor. I got that love, that passion for acting through her. I think I was like 12 or 13 when
Hmm.
I did my first play, which was The King and I, and fell in love with it, with the art of acting. But my grandparents, when we got to our grandparents, our grandmother made us read every day. Um, we would come home from school or from practice, and we sat down on that leather couch, and she would make us read, and we got different books from the library out there in Opelousas. And I think that sparked my creative writing journey. So that's where that origin come from. Because my favorite genre growing up was young adult fantasy,
Hmm.
and I just remember reading those books and wishing I could be in those worlds, and wish I can escape reality and get into those realities, if that makes sense. So I think that's where my origin story came from, by reading a lot, and really indulging in the YA space, not really knowing, you know, what that space was, honestly, because I didn't read YA as a kid, like from 5 to 10. I think we moved out with our grandparents, we were like 14, 13. That's when we really started.
Mhm.
I hopped in the YA fantasy realm.
That's fire, man. And that kind
Hmm.
of sparked you to be like, when did you start, creatively writing, like writing your own stories?
I think it started in high school, and then I really, really dove into it in college. Wait, we used to be with our grandparents' home for the summertime and when we was younger. So it probably started before that, you know what I mean? Because we used to come from New Orleans to visit our grandparents, and I think our grandmother used to make us read then too. But
Hmm.
I really started really writing when I was in college because I took literature courses and things of that nature. And in my creative writing, I had an assignment in literature class for it was a creative writing assignment, and this is how Nawlinz came to be. We had to visit a landmark in New Orleans and write a short story about it. And I chose the African American Museum. I still remember vividly to this day. I chose the African American Museum in Treme, which is predominantly black, historically black um, neighborhood in New Orleans. And
Hmm.
there's that African American museum there. So I went and was doing a tour, and I saw all these artworks, this beautiful infrastructure, the carpentry works. Um, then I got inside this room, and there was like torture devices. I saw like shackles and things of that
Hmm.
nature, and nooses. And you go into another room, you see paintings of people of color who were enslaved and things of that nature. And I got home and I was like, why don't I write something that kind of use that pain for strength and do it on the creative side, as far as like maybe I can write a YA fantasy intro. And I was like, well, okay, yeah, I got the idea. Then what do I do? And I was like, why don't you want what about wizards? New Orleans is full of folklore and things of that nature. Why about? Because I didn't want to do voodoo because look, man, voodoo is real. I
Voodoo's
believe
real.
voodoo is real. I don't mess with it. In New Orleans, we got this thing. We see it, walk right by it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because you never know
Right.
what's in New Orleans. So I was like, I ain't touching voodoo, but what about like witches? I'm sorry, wizards. And I didn't want to use witches either. You feel me? So I wanted to do like wizards. And so I was like, what if I give like this lead character some powers and wands and things of that nature? And they got the powers, like the elders of the wizard community got the powers through slavery. Then I did
Mhm.
some research and I found a story of the slave revolt in it's either 1811 or 1801. That was a real slave revolt in New Orleans, and they freed people of color, led by Des Loans is the last name. And um, he led his friends and family and did a revolt in New Orleans and freed people of color, man. And I use that story as an origin story of how the wizards in New Orleans gained their powers. God blessed them with powers in order to have a successful revolt and free themselves. And then they created this wizard school in New Orleans. So that's how my origin came to be as a writer, and that's how the origin of Nawlinz came to be.
Mm. The first African American museum I went to was in Baltimore, man,
Mm,
and I was young as well. Just seeing them images, you know what? It was a wax museum. It was a
hmm.
wax museum in Baltimore, and them
Oh, so you got to
images of,
see. Yeah.
yeah, that was tough, bro. I ain't
Mm,
gonna lie. It's a nice African American museum in Philadelphia too. It's pretty dope. But that one in Baltimore is graphic, man. Like they show like
yeah.
what they did to us and stuff like that. You
It's
know what I'm
life changing,
saying?
bro. It
It
really
is.
flicked the switch, and it was like, wow, this was someone's reality, probably some of my
Hmm.
ancestors' reality. And really redoing your own research, you learn more. And it was like, wow.
So speaking of the name you dropped, man, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about
Yeah.
Nawlinz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, no, Nawlinz or is it Nawlinz?
In New Orleans, we say Nawlinz.
Nawlinz.
Nawlinz. But we don't really say Nawlinz in New Orleans. We just say New Orleans. Or we say the city. Like I'm from the city, you hear me? And people know
Okay.
you're from New Orleans if
Okay.
you say that. But I mean, Nawlinz came to be because I think because it stands for like New Orleans, Louisiana, Nawlinz.
Hmm.
um, or Nola, and then people started saying Nawlinz, it's I was like, I want to name what name can I name the book, but also have it's also a big part of the story. I'm like, Nawlinz, you know, I really didn't like NOLA, and that doesn't sound like a school, so I chose Nawlinz to name the book, and it's the name of the school that the Wizards go to in the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, no, I think that's fire, bro. The
Hmm.
name is very catchy. The name got me from the rip. When I saw it, I said, okay, he tapped into the culture with it. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
make sure they knew where he was from, what he was
from the city,
repping,
man. Yeah.
what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
when I saw it, I was like, yeah, man, it's dope. I love the cover. I love the representation on there. As you know how we
Mm.
do here at Concrete, man. It's all about that representation. You
All
know,
about it, yeah.
and seeing that you're doing this, we need more novels in the world that's written by
Mm.
us, people that, well, when I was younger, I thought all novels was written by like old heads, you know what I mean? Like cats are,
Son, yeah.
you know what I mean? Old as
Hmm.
hell. So for you doing this, man, it's gonna inspire so many people, bro. So many people to
Appreciate
get
it.
into novel reading, because that's something that's missing in our young folks as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
A lot of cats ain't, because it's not really promoted. We live in this
yeah.
digital age where everything is just quick reads, quick blurps, and you know everything. You can Google search something and learn a whole TV show just by reading what it's
Hmm.
about. But people forget what it's like to have to use your imagination in reading a novel. Like
Yeah,
you really got to lock in. You know, what I
you
mean, you got
really
to
got
see
locked in,
yourself
yeah.
in the words.
Hmm.
So when it came to you going through this process, what was that like? What was the writing process like, and how did you
Hmm.
break it down? The story you wanted to tell, because you know so many ideas. You know every inch of this universe and this world
Hmm.
that you created. The hardest part for new creators is where you start.
Yeah. I mean, you know this as a writer yourself.
Oh, for sure.
It's, luckily I didn't, I really, it, when I had that assignment, I had to turn that in. We couldn't just write it and bring it to class. You have to write that in class and then
Hmm.
turn it in. So I don't have that assignment anymore. I wish I did, just to see about how, what, how it's really started. But for me, man, it took me 7 years to write this book, which is a
Great.
long time. It took me 7 years, man.
That's real.
And the first couple years, I was like, man, I want to write something so I can sell the IP, so I can create this project to make a TV show or a movie. And then I fell in love with it, man. I fell in love
Hmm.
with the stories, the characters, and really the main character, Donna Marie. That's my late mother's name, by the way. I wanted to honor my mother to give her that name. Is Donna Marie's story is a lot like my story. She loses her father when she was 3 years old. Her mom gets sick when she was 13. Um, and she had to care for her mom. Like my twin brother and I had to care for our mom, and she gets anxiety, and I had anxiety after my mom passed away. I didn't know, as a black man, I didn't know what anxiety was. I didn't know how to deal with it. You know what I mean? And I just know how that had a toll on my life. So I kind of used all the things I went through and I put it in this book. And the powers was like her source of like that, all those burdens on her back kind of alleviated when she found out she was a wizard. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's so profound in that way. Like you really get to see what Donna dealt with, because that's the things I've dealt with in my life. And look, the characters, I really did a good job, like bringing people of color into this book, of all different cultures and backgrounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the powers, the even like the spell words, those are in Swahili, which is an African language. And I wanted this thing to be very culturally adapted for our people, man, because we don't really have much like this out there. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I wrote something like this, because I wish I had something like this to read when I was a kid. And it took a lot of work, man. It took a lot of work and consistency, but now we're here, and it's kind of surreal. It's kind of,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel real. Like I wrote a book, like I'm holding it in my hand, and
There
I'm
it
like,
is.
man,
Hold on, man. We gotta see this.
I wrote this, man, and it's kind of insane, bro.
Oh yeah,
I
no.
look at these beautiful black characters. You know what I mean?
Speaking of, too, y'all, the link is in the description for y'all to go to the website and go pick up that book as well. So make sure y'all go do that. I seen that you just had a book signing too, man. Right?
Yeah, it's on the 22nd at Annabelle's in Studio City. So that's at on at 2:00 p.m. on the 22nd, which is I think next Sunday, I believe. Wow, this year's flying by.
Time is flying, bro.
Yeah, so that's on the 22nd. That's my first official book signing. And they only I think they only purchased like 50 books. I'm like, y'all gonna sell out of this. So
There you
yeah,
go.
man, I'm excited about that.
I ain't gonna lie. Look, selling out though is a good thing because then
Yeah,
that just leads to the marketing and promo. Like, yo,
most definitely,
listen,
most definitely.
and all the other bookstores gonna be calling you like, yo, you know what I
Like,
mean?
what's up with me? Yeah, yeah. Come in.
Bring it over here. So
Yeah.
I pray for a sellout for you, man. I pray that joint
Thank you,
goes
man.
crazy and everybody pulls up. I definitely gotta order my copy of that. I'm gonna need a sign though.
I got you, man.
I need a signed copy of that. You know what
For
I'm
sure, I
saying?
got you, bro.
But yeah, no, that's fire, bro. I guess you kind of explained it, but let's really dive into it, man. Like, where
Yeah.
did this idea really come? Like, what
Mm,
was? Because I know you have other ideas. I know you got other
mm.
books you want to write. Why this one first? You know?
Oh man, this one first because I don't know, it was so ingrained into my mind that I wanted to write something about some kids with powers, and I wanted to do something different as far as I'm from the city, I'm from New Orleans. I'm like, I want to make it in New Orleans, and then the campus itself, man, is this really doesn't do it justice, but this is the campus, right? And
I need you to.
it really
I need
is.
them to
I
see
got
that joint again. I needed them to really
yeah,
see that book, man. See who's working with here, man. Y'all see that quality, right? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
man.
Pure quality right there.
Yeah, so the
Mm,
campus, man, I really got the idea of the campus. This is why it's so important to be alert and present in the present time you're in, because I got this idea from my university. University of New Orleans is huge, it's massive,
right.
and I was like, man, what if I do like that's where the concept of like the buildings and how massive it is and a sense of community. I was like, what if I do something like that and expand it a bit and make it huge? And that's how the Nawlinz world came to be. And um, so the idea came from when I visited the African American Museum in Tremay, and then I just started writing it, man. I really was like, I'm gonna write at least if it's just a sentence, I'm gonna
Hmm.
write, and the characters came to be from people in my life, like my godmother Jackie, some teachers I had in university and in high school, and some of my family members, and the big personalities that I personally know. I That's kind of how some of these characters came to be, and
Hmm.
then the idea of like they got different cults in the book. Like I wanted people to have that sense of like of of community outside of the community they're in, like fraternity and whatnot. So you got the different race groups because they got broom racing in the novel, and then you got Donna and Lincoln have this. They come from this pure um, like high end wizard bloodline that came from, because you have to get a distinction of what makes them so special, and then their brother and sister like found family and things of that nature. And man, I don't know how it came to be, man. I don't know, my brain just be everywhere, and I'm glad it does, because we need stories like this.
Yeah,
We
yeah, for
need
sure.
these escapes, and hopefully one day I really want this thing to be portrayed into on TV, on a film, man, and which is gonna really employ people, a lot of people of color, man. And I think that's what's so beautiful about this novel as well. It's really bringing in diversity and inclusion in the space that we really weren't allowed to show our creativity until the last couple of years,
Hmm.
decade or two. And I think this should be a front runner of that type of exploitation, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure, man. I think you get this into the hands of the people over at Scholastic and stuff like that. They'll add it to the database for kids to be able to just order it from school and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And maybe our books. The dope thing about what you're creating and what we've been creating in the Black indie space is that a lot of our books are being used in schools now to teach like
Hmm.
how creative writing is a big thing, man.
Yeah.
And people are really getting into it. So we're kind of laying down the blueprint of what people, everyday average people, can do. because not everybody thinks they can just write a novel.
Man,
Like
look,
because it's
it's a
so
lot of
far
work.
fetched. It's a lot of work. It's so far fetched. And
Mhm.
how did you go? Did you like have a I know that you have an editor, right? But did you have like a person that's like I don't know if they're called a
So
screenwriter or they're called something, right? Uh,
what helped me write my novel is when I first started, um, like the middle part when I really was locked in. I was going to this free creative writing course in Santa Monica at Beyond Baroque Theater, and we had to, and it was specifies in fiction, not in writing, fiction writing. So I was going there every Wednesday at like 7 to 10 or something, and that kind of forced me to really do some good work because we had to bring in 3 pages every week and get critiqued by our peers and also our teacher, our professor, who was award-winning novelist. So that really forced me to do some good work and really to critique the story because I wasn't getting really critiqued just by our teacher,
mhm.
but everybody in class who were honestly a little bit older than me at the time
Yeah.
and have written several novels before. And it was cool and it was free. I was broke in my 20s. You know what I mean? I was broke in my early to mid 20s when I first came. When I first started putting
Hmm.
this thing to writing, man. And I couldn't afford like these fantasy courses that UCLA and USC offer, which are like 5-10 grand. I couldn't afford that. So
Hmm.
I had I took a free course, man, which was very, very um not just enlightening, but it was it was helpful for me to write this book. And then once I got that finished, I got an editor and I had to pretty much rewrite the thing. Got another
Yeah.
editor, and then when went through more beta readers. I really wanted this thing to be perfect, man. And I hired my two professional. That was so expensive, man. The two professional editors that did their thing. So you know how it is as an indie author.
Oh, I know.
It takes a lot of
I know. It
time,
takes
and
a
not just
team,
time, a
man.
lot of money. Yeah.
So something. So I wanna relate this to the chat, man. Something that you say is very powerful, man. That a lot of
Hmm.
people don't understand is that, right? Because somebody looking at you will just see a guy in the industry that made it. You made it. To a lot of people's eyes, you in there. You have no care in the world. You know what I'm saying? But what they don't understand, something that's powerful, is that you continue to go and educate yourself and learn and join
Hmm.
these programs and join these classes. And that right there is more powerful than, that's one of the most powerful things I've heard you say. Because a lot of people, they think once you get somewhere, like you just
Bruh.
coasted and just grooving. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I definitely want to applaud you on that, man, because that right
Appreciate it.
there is powerful, bro, for real.
I
Like
got
that,
back. Look, we
you
rap.
saying that inspires me to make
Yeah.
sure, because there's things I've been wanting to go and get educated on, and I've been slacking because I'm
Gotta
like,
do it, man.
I can just cruise. But
Gotta do it.
hearing you say that makes me like, you know what? Let me really lock in and go and
Yeah.
get this extra education.
It takes discipline. I tell you what, man. We wrapped season 8 last. Oh man, it was Tuesday last week or the week before that. I was back in acting class that Wednesday.
See?
That I was back in class that Wednesday. I want to be great, man. I want to be phenomenal. I don't want to. I don't think God would put something in our hearts for us just to be mediocre, and it takes a certain kind of human being to really grasp that
Hmm.
notion and then really act on it. Some people might, oh yeah, man, I'm doing this, but I'm not really acting on being phenomenal, being great. I could be sitting back, chilling in Mexico right now on the beach or
There
in
it is.
Brazil on the beach somewhere having a great time, sipping pina coladas. I don't want to. I want to be phenomenal, man. I want to be
Be
up there with
great.
the greats. That's why I hired. That's why I'm in class with Ivana. She trained some of the greats. Brad Pitt, um, um, uh, I'm blanking now, but Halle Berry,
Hmm.
award-winning actors. She trained these guys, and if they can be great, I can be great too. I'm a human just like them. Yeah, we different shapes and sizes
Yeah.
and colors, but at the end of the day, man, if they can make it, I can make it
Yeah.
too, and I want to be phenomenal.
Nah, bro. You know what's funny? You
Mhm.
you the type of person why I don't sleep at night, man. Because I know when I'm sleeping, somebody like you was in a book
They got a
right now,
shark.
just
They
studying,
got a shark
getting it
out
in,
there.
and that
Yeah,
makes me always. I'm always locked in. Like I'm always
yeah.
everything I watch on TV, I'm studying it. I
Got
don't.
to,
I'll
man.
watch for entertainment, but I'm also. I mean, I'm breaking it down. Like, okay, I see how they did that, how they wrote that, how they
Yeah.
added that Easter egg, how they do this, and I take notes when I'm watching everything. My life, when I go out to the store, and stories are coming in my head because of things I'm seeing. Like, I'm
Mhm.
always in the motion. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. Talk about that, man. I was doing this project in Oregon, I believe, and I had to. It was it was a music video, I think. But anyway, I had to walk in this muddy terrain, and I
mhm,
gotta and I wrote something, and I grasped that, that particular incident what I was doing, and I put that in a novel when Donna and Lincoln goes into the canal to try to. When Donna and I'm sorry, Donna and Chad goes inside the canal to try to find Lincoln. They had to go through
mhm,
this muddy terrain, and then this Rougarou, this New Orleans folklore beast, the Rougarou, and a wolf comes, and an alligator, but these are like big, massive alligators, right?
right.
They're things of that nature. They have this fight in this muddy terrain, and I got that idea from working in this project in Oregon. But to add on that onto that as well, I'm sorry, my mind's going everywhere. To add on to that as well, look, I remember one day I'm in Ivana's master class, like her best class. One
Mhm,
day on a Sunday, I was like, I'm not doing anything. Let me go. Let me. So somebody in my class teaches a beginning level class that on Sunday. So I went and I'm sitting in the back taking notes. When I'm taking notes and I'm watching these kids that's just starting acting, I'm in a master class. They in the beginning class, and I'm taking notes in their class because I'm
mhm,
like, maybe I can learn something from them. And I remember this dude came up. He wasn't off book for his scene, and Alex called me from the back of the class in the front. And he opened my notebook and was like, "Deric is a working actor. He doesn't have to be here. He's
mm.
taking notes." And like like when I'm taking notes, these I can't really show this, but they're like flooded.
Please.
And he was like, his notebook is flooded with notes. He's in our master class with me. He don't be needs to be here with you kids learning acting. He already know how to be an actor, but he's learning. So you're gonna go into an audition with Deric, and you're gonna get ate by a shark. That's how much discipline and hard work you gotta have to come into any career. Because they got people
Right.
like him, and they got people like me. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you put
Oh
us in a
yeah.
room together, I'm gonna eat. You hear me? Because this is what I do. I love learning. I love sharpening my skills. So yeah, to touch on that notion, yeah, you're right. You're right. Like
That
you got to
no.
be great. You
You
know?
gotta be great, bro. It takes like
Yeah.
people aren't in a position that they are in for no reason. Some people might have got a little, you know what I mean,
A little lucky. A little
a
lucky.
little nudge,
Yeah, yeah.
say,
A little
but
nudge. A little
still,
nepotism.
but
You
to
know?
maintain, you gotta be cut from the cloth.
Gotta
You know
be.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta have a little clothy on you because
Mm-hmm.
when you get up there, like in the field you win, when you get up there, them cats that you on set with is gonna challenge you, and
What?
they
Forrest
gonna put it to the
Whitaker,
test.
Vincent D'Onofrio,
See?
Idris Elba, working with Nathan Fillion and Melissa O'Neill and
Mm-hmm. Ain't no half
Eric and
stepping, right?
Richard T. Jones. What? You get challenged every day, and you got to put your best foot forward because guess what? You can't fake it. You're gonna fake it,
No,
then you
you
get on that
definitely
set,
can't
and
fake
if you
it.
fold, they're gonna, ooh, you fired, man.
And it's easy to spot the fakers too because
Yeah,
just it's just one or two things that they say, and you be like, hold on, brother. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Are
for
you
sure.
really here for the right reasons? You know what I'm saying? Are
Yeah,
you really in this for the love of the game, or you just in it
yeah,
for the fame? You know what I mean?
for sure.
And
Yeah.
you can feel that for sure. And they
Mhm.
usually don't have a long shelf life at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is definitely dope, man. Let me ask you this though, man.
Hmm.
Who is this book for? If they're fans of such and such, like who
Hmm.
who would you put in a if you were to build your own auditorium, you're like, I'm gonna get fans from this, fans from this, fans from this, because
Yeah.
I know y'all gonna love this.
I would say some of the books I loved reading growing up, like Hunger Games, Divergent, Percy Jackson, Vampire Diaries.
Okay, okay,
Um,
but you going on the cloth with it.
yeah, come on, man. Come on. Of course, Harry Potter, um, things of that nature. And some of the books I've read, one of my favorite books I've read recently, Children of Blood and Bone, of course, and things of that nature. So anyone in these worlds of world building and found family and magic, and coming of age, those are the people I think would gravitate to this book, and people who want to see Black people win and Black stories and heritage and culture. New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? People who love New Orleans. I think this book is for, all sorts of different people, not just Black people, but people from different races and cultures, and people who want to learn about some history in there. Because I included some like Louisiana history of the French Quarter and things of that nature. Some our food, our music, our disciplines. A lot of these things that New Orleans and Louisiana culture has, I've included in this book. And like New Orleans folklore. And if you know anything, I mean, this is a big cliffhanger, but you know about the Casket Girls, the vampire legend of that. That's in the back, the back portion of the book. That's a huge cliffhanger in there too. So that's why I include the Vampire Diary. So that's who this book is for.
No, but that's fire, man. I definitely it's a need for this content right here because we don't have a lot of this representing us, and we love stuff like this, like movies like Craft and like Harry Potter's, all of them. We are big fans of that genre, and let's let the let's tell the truth here. All that magic wielding and all that stuff that comes from our people, from our
Come on
people.
now.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We
Yeah.
the ones that
Yeah,
really know
we
how
the
to.
ones, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? We really in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Cooking that stuff
Whipping it.
up. Yeah.
We really doing that. So, and we see everybody else playing in our damn kitchen, and we don't never get no shine, no love in it.
Come on,
I
man.
I don't even remember if there was a Black person in Harry Potter. Like I can't really. I don't
Not
remember that
in
at
the
all.
books. In the books, I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Diabolical. That
No.
whole damn school, huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That whole school.
It's all
We
good, man. That's
we
why
we in the
you
two
gotta make it
enrollments,
yourself,
man.
man. You gotta make it yourself, man. But
No,
yeah,
that's a fact.
you gotta make the gumbo yourself, man. When I was researching stuff about the city, gumbo, it started from slavery days, man. So they would get Sundays off in Louisiana, and second line music started because they would congregate in the French Quarter. These enslaved Africans would come to the French Quarter and make music. That's how
Mm, that's
second
dope.
line music came to be. And also gumbo. People from different plantations would bring different crops, and they got together and made like a big
Yeah.
soup. They put everything together, made like a soup. Hence gumbo in New Orleans. Crazy. So yeah, you're right. We gotta cook up our own stuff.
No, we gotta cook it up, and you know it's fire, man. I wanna. I definitely gotta pick your brain about this off camera because I do a lot of research, man, and
Hmm.
just learning about like the Haitian Empire and how they allegedly was the ones running the world for a
Hmm.
while, and New Orleans
We have a
in
huge Haitian
Louisiana
influence in New
was like
Orleans.
their kingdom
Yeah.
for real. And like why a lot of the names in the South are the names they are comes from the Haitian,
Hmm.
the Haitian kingdom. And they would even your dialect, the way that you talk is based on that.
Yeah.
And just learning about that has been fire to me. And I'm like,
Bro, we
dang.
got a huge Haitian influence in Louisiana, in New Orleans
Mhm.
specifically, because everything came from the Gulf of Mexico. Right. And then we it was the French, it was the Spanish, and then the
Yeah.
Americans came, and but the Haitian influence is there too, because Haiti's right there, and you get to the coast from the Mississippi River, man, and everything was about import and export, because that the Gulf is right there, right? So taxes, how they tax people, and so it's different people. That's why Louisiana and the port in New Orleans was so valuable, because whoever
Yeah.
controlled that port controlled the taxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, no, it's dope, man. It's a lot of rich culture that you guys got. And we
Hmm.
sadly what gets publicized is Bourbon Street. You know,
Yeah, that's all people
you know
think.
what I'm saying?
Bourbon Street.
Bourbon
Like,
Street is what we know.
it's the only
That
thing. Yeah, Bourbon Street. Like, yo,
everybody
it's
from the
nothing.
north, like, yeah, I'm about to go to New Orleans to go to
I'm
Bourbon
gonna go to
Street.
Bourbon Street. Nah, we
You know what I'm
don't. Hey,
saying?
look, the native people there, we don't go to Bourbon Street, man. If anything, if our homies want to go, or like somebody's coming out of town, we're gonna take them to Frenchman Street, not Bourbon Street.
Mm,
But
see?
yeah, I mean, look, our culture is rich. We got a lot more things other than just Bourbon Street. You feel me? Look, but I'm happy, and I'm grateful that we are known for something, at least.
Right, right.
If it's Bourbon Street, if it's Mardi Gras, if it's our
Gumbo and
food,
jambalaya, man.
gumbo, jambalaya, dirty rice, and all that. At least we known for something. That that's what's I'm so grateful being from a city like New Orleans, and I'm proud to call myself a New Orleanian, and I'm proud of my last name and my
Yeah,
father's side of my
yeah.
family who grew up in the Seventh War in New Orleans. You feel me?
Now, there's a Comic Con, New Orleans Fan Expo I've been trying to get to for years, but it's always like at a hard time for me to travel. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna send you that info too, because I think with
Yeah,
this book that you got, it'll be perfect for you to go down there, especially you being from hometown, man. Boys will probably give you a whole guest section, So
yeah,
that's
please, yeah.
something
Let me know.
I'll definitely let you know about that. So last question before we get into the final section of this interview, man. If this book had a soundtrack, what artist would you want to be like the main producer?
Lil
You know,
Wayne, Currency,
mm,
throw some Big Frida in there. You know what I mean?
Big
Some bounce
Frida in
music.
there, man,
I
shaking it
don't
up.
know, man. You know who else is from New Orleans? What's the guy? Oh man, what's the guy that sing? For Forrest Gump, you on my mind. Who's the Frank Ocean? Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean's
Frank
is from there. Oh
Ocean.
snap! I
He
didn't know
from New
that.
Orleans. We got a lot of great artists that come from the city, man. So I would
I
say
do. I
a little
do
bit of
like the
Wayne, a little bit of
more.
Currency, Frank Ocean, Big Frida,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, yeah. Juvenile,
Uh-oh.
the 504 boys. That's where it all started, man.
Would Manny Fresh be the main producer for,
Yeah,
for
probably
the
Manny
whole
Fresh.
joint?
Gotta throw my boy Fresh in there.
I do like D1 as well. I think he
D1,
fine.
yeah. So he
I like
Augustine. We got the same last name, and
really.
I know my grandmother told me we got ties, so we might be cousins. I met him.
Hey
I
man,
met him a couple times, and we talked about that our family roots.
I think this book need that soundtrack, man. What's going on?
Come on, man. I'm always down. I have to reach out to my boy here.
What's going on, man? So
Yeah.
nah, bro, this been fire, man. So as you know, we always got to end it off with the top three segment, man. So before you get out of here, I gotta know your top three of three topics off the top of your head, and we will be judging, you
All
know,
right, go ahead.
your choices with this, man. So
Okay.
first top three pro wrestlers, man. Come on.
Sting, Hulk Hogan, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Come on, man.
Ah, so you got Hulk over my man Rock, man. Over the
Man,
Rock.
Hulk Hogan is was before The Rock. You know what I mean? I respect The
He
Rock. I do.
was, he
He was,
was,
but my
but
grandfather was a big. I think it's because my grandfather was a big Hulk fan, Hulk Hogan fan. So I gotta go with Hulk Hogan in there.
I'm not
But
mad at it. I'm not
yeah,
mad at it.
an honorable a mention in there, The Rock and also Undertaker.
Ooh,
Honorable
good
mentions.
choices, man. Good
Yeah,
choices. Second question, man. Top three black superheroes.
Hitch, Black Panther, of course, and hmm, man, oh man, I know it's not in the comic book, but Halle Berry when she played Storm.
Yeah.
Halle Berry interpretation of Storm, man.
Holly
Yo,
Berry Storm or Holly Berry's Catwoman, man. What you got?
ooh, Storm. Storm. I'm
Okay,
a big
okay.
X-Men fan, bro. I'm a big X-Men fan. I was trying to. I wanted Angel. Made a reboot, man. And Angel, man,
Yeah.
I wanted that role, but it's all good, man. But
No, that'd be fire. Hey, listen, man, it might
yeah,
be, MCU if y'all watching, because I know it's a couple editors that be following Concrete Comics, man. So if y'all watching the show now, this
what's
guy,
happening?
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I guess my last question for you, man, on the top three. Come on
Oh
now.
man.
Come on now, man. Now, don't hurt no
Yeah.
friendships now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Number one, you gotta go with Lil Wayne, man.
Mm.
Number two, if you like the lifestyle flowing, like if you want some Larry June type of stuff, you gotta go with Currency. That's number
Currency,
two.
my guy.
Number three, oh man, I know NBA. A lot of people love NBA YoungBoy. I'm not. I don't really listen to NBA YoungBoy like that unless I'm in the gym. I might have to go. Shoot, that's tough.
It's a lot of choices y'all got, man. A lot of
We
choices.
got we got some hitters. We got
Y'all got
Mystical. We got
Boosie.
Juvenile.
Y'all got Boosie.
We
Y'all
got
got
Boosie.
Kevin Gates, right? He from
Kevin
there
Gates.
too.
Man, I'm a big fan of Gates. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say Wayne, Currency, and if you like gangster rap, some real Baton Rouge type stuff, you gotta go with Gates.
Gates is hard.
You gotta go
Gates
with
is
Gates.
hard, man.
Gotta
Is
go with
hard.
Gage.
Nah, those ain't bad choices, man. You flew through these top three, man. Last time I asked you, I had you stuck on a couple ones. I forget what
I
I
wonder what
asked
you
you.
asked me last time.
It
I
was
don't know.
something about your favorite food scenes in like film. I think I asked you one of those, and it was too many too many options to choose from.
Yeah, we don't really eat the food though, man.
Well,
In the scenes, it's crazy.
I just meant like, I guess the scenes where the food just looked good were like say like on like soul food, like
Oh,
that
okay, I got
food
you
looked
going. Yeah, yeah,
crazy,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
I was like, man, I'd have
yeah.
been going
I'll
in on
tear
that.
that up. Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, man. So let's close out, bro. Message to your fans and supporters and why they need to get this book now.
Look, man, if you love found family, if you love inclusion, diversity, coming of age, magic, wizards, powers, black lead characters, black stories, culture. This book, Nawlinz, it is for you. And it's not too many of it. It's not too many black authors, man, especially, in the YA space. So show some support if you can, and let's get this thing turned into a movie, man, or a TV show, you heard?
That'll be fire. The link
Yeah.
is in the bio too. And if you want to turn it into a comic book, man, you know who to.
You're
You
the
know what I'm
man. I know
saying?
what you got. Yeah.
But yeah, no, bro. Everybody, make sure y'all click the link in the bio. This will be this video. Although it's live right now, it will be on YouTube for the people that want to catch it back. It's on IG right now as well, and it's on our Facebook page. So make sure you guys tap in, click that link, go support the book. It is available right now. I'm gonna give y'all a little gaze at it again. Hold on, where my screen at, man? Here we go, man. So we got the book right there. I'm gonna make that the large screen. Hold on. I mean, it's some new features that they done hooked us up with on this damn StreamYard, man. But y'all see it, right?
Yeah, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Glorious website too, bro.
Appreciate
Glorious
you, man.
website, man. A
Appreciate you.
lot of people don't pop out like this right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this right here is the website, guys. When you guys go on there, it is www.nawlinz.net. And you guys can get this book right now, man. It's available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kindle. Subscribe for updates. The dope thing about it being here is that if you guys go to your local Barnes and Nobles
You can
or
order it.
bookstore, you can just order it, man, and it can be
Mhm.
sent to you. So that right there is a major flex for all the up and coming writers and creators, man. If you want to get
Yeah.
your books out there, you want people to order it, you can get it out there, man. Derek, I'm super proud of you, bro. Everything you
Appreciate you, man.
got going on. It's kind of crazy saying Derek because I don't ever say my own name. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's crazy. I don't know too
So
many Derek's, man.
it's kind of weird saying it because you
Yeah.
never, you know what I mean? You kind of never say your own name.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
nah, bro, I'm super proud of you, man. I know the journey you took to get to this point to put out the
Hmm.
book, and now you got the physical book in your hand, and
It's kind of
people are
crazy, man.
consuming it. You're gonna
Yeah.
have the reviews coming in soon. It's gonna be getting some
Yeah.
awards soon, man. So I'm happy for the future, man. I see it. I see it brewing
Thank you,
for you,
man.
bro, for sure. And I definitely got to get you back on for my other show called World Building Wednesday. And
Let's
World
do it.
Building Wednesday is we just dive into the world. Like I ask you questions about what's the city, what the building's called, streets, stores, where they
Yeah,
get their
yeah.
pizza at,
Cool.
what they close, everything. Like so we just dive in with the world you created, man, and let people really know the mind of the creator behind it. So I'm a definitely trip about that one, man, for sure.
All right, let's do it, man.
But y'all know with the vibes, this has been Konkret Approved. Make sure y'all go support everything that we got going on in Konkret. We got a new Kickstarter out now for Solar to Sovereign. And it's been real, man. And y'all know the vibes. Keep it concrete as always.
Oh,
We
yeah.
out here.